Hi guys, Thierry here, also known as Video Demon, and today we're doing another little video, just to tide, people over until a much bigger project is released, which I'm very excited for. But I like making little videos, you know, sometimes when I have the chance. I've just been very busy. But anyways, I'm doing another collection video, but before I start, just wanted to mention happy 20th anniversary of Meteora. Yeah, happy Meteora Day, guys. Yeah, this album was literally released 20 years ago today. How crazy is that? How mad is that? 25th of March 2003. Like, wow. And I mean, as you know, this is my favorite album of all time. Will I do a review of it? Hell yes. Uh, I'm just not sure when. It's going to be a very big one. So yeah, this was the original CD I got years ago. It's not in the best quality now, but this was the vinyl record that I got on Record Store Day 2021. It's actually blue. I think I have a video on it, so if you go on my channel, you can find it. There's the back of it. So yeah, just wanted to plug LP before the real video. But anyways, so today we are going to be reviewing the big three in my Monster in My Pocket 2006 collection. So just a recap, for those who don't know, I did two videos on my collection. Oh, and the sun's coming out. That's very nice. I did two videos reviewing my MIMP 2006 collection, Monster in My Pocket '06 collection. And if you don't know what that is, Monster in My Pocket was a toy line in the early 90s. There were little rubbery, single colored monster figures of all kinds of folklore and history and mythology. And then in 2006, they did a reboot with much more realistic sculpts and fully painted figures, which were made of a more like hard rubbery plastic. They're not as soft as the originals, and they were my childhood. But anyways, they were released in places like the UK, where I live, Australia, South Africa, Peru, and Brazil as well, and New Zealand. But for some reason, three figures um, were never released in the UK and other countries. I think they were only released in Australia and South Africa, so they're very hard to find on eBay. They do pop up occasionally, a few times a year, but very expensive. But the last video I did on the subject was back in August, and during my big collection journey, I managed to find the three exclusive elusive figures. Um, I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I might as well mention I did pay in the triple digits to get these guys and several people internationally. But hey, I was desperate to do it, so and I'm happy about it. So yeah. But the first guy we're going to talk about he's classed as number 36. This is the Grim Watcher. The Grim Watcher. This is like a he is like a he's like an old man who walks the graveyards at night and he digs people. Oh, sorry. He's his purpose is really to just kind of like dig evil spirits and like zombies and other like living dead creatures, at bay. He digs them away. But the card here actually says that he will bury humans alive if he mistakes them, so that's kind of sinister. But yeah, I love his design. I mentioned him in the end of the last video because I got him recently. But yeah, I love his kind of like rotting skin tone, his like little beard, his like dirty long robe. He's got a hoodie as well, and his obviously his lantern and his shovel for digging and burying like dead people with. And he's got jeans and boots on as well. Yeah, I really love this figure. And also, in particular, this one gives me memories because I saw it back in like the early 2010s on eBay back in the day. But I didn't buy it because I didn't know I was just a kid back then and I didn't really know the value of these things. So yeah, I managed to get the card as well, which the cards are even rarer because most people just chucked them away and kept the figures, which sucks. It's the green back. But yeah, he's part of the Dead. So yeah, mention that. he is a great figure. He's got a flat base, so he stands pretty well. Some of them also have white bases because of the decoder light feature, where there's like a little number in invisible ink. But this one doesn't have it for some reason. I actually bought this guy from fellow collector Jack, aka Moonsworms. So, subscribe to him. He's kind of one of the people that helped me get the rest of the figures I needed, so big props to that lad. The next one we're going to talk about this is like 37. During the time of my collection video, I didn't know these were like numbered, so I might as well number them now. But this is the Ghost. Okay, for some reason my camera's blurry, but yeah, this is the Ghost. Now, he was actually the very last figure that I ended up getting. And it was because of the South African seller that I contact. He was selling all of his figures to get a little bit of extra money, and he contacted me saying, "Hey, I'm selling my Ghost. I know it's the last one you need. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So yeah, and also it came with the card. Now this is the rarest card of all. Like wow, I'm so privileged to own this one. But yeah, the card's very similar to the Poltergeist card you might have seen in the other video. Even the design is very similar to him. But yeah, he almost resembles like a water spirit. He's like very spiky, very blue and wavy. Um, yeah, he's actually a very scary looking figure, and he's got claws. And also, he has a very skeletal looking face, which the camera doesn't seem to want to be focusing on, unfortunately. Um, Yeah, I'm back. I was just so in the lighting. The sunlight was like coming through. So yeah, I'm using natural lighting now. But yeah, he has a very like skeletal face and like beady red eyes, which gives him a really creepy look. Very much reminiscent of the figure, the card I mean. And the card has him. It looks like some kind of like inside of like a house or like a mansion or something, but the picture's been edited to look all like wavy and things like that. So yeah, but yeah, the Ghost, he is kind of tied with the next figure we're going to talk about in terms of rarity. Nobody's like for sure. And also, this card for some reason, I'll just get the Grimwatcher one. This one has the yellow one with the Bigfoot on it. Whilst this one's actually grey with the zombie logo on. Different logo. I'm not exactly sure why there's a difference there. If it's a difference in regions, I think the yellow one's possibly, or the greenback one's possibly from South Africa, whilst the grey one was from the Australian set. But I have no idea. There's no like proof I can find about this. So yeah. But I'm really like stoked that I actually own this card, just because of the rarity and stuff. So yeah, that is the Ghost. He's very wavy, and also it's kind of like he looks a bit bent up. I'm not sure if that's supposed to look like that because of the waviness of him, or if it's been slightly bent in time. But overall, he's good condition. I'm very happy with him, and also he's very he smells very rubbery. This one in particular, I think it's because of the paint. It's semi-translucent. And just before I move on to the last figure, I was going to mention as well. Um, they actually did uh prototype no not prototype like fake versions of the Ghost that you could buy because of how rare and expensive the real ones are, and he sold them on a website in like three colors. I think the website's called Grim Creepers, and there was a purple one, a standard blue one which looked similar to that, or jade I guess, and this glow in the dark one. uh I wasn't able to buy it because of the United States shipping, but a fellow British seller in the community gave me this one really cheap for a fiver. Because this one isn't made of rubber; it's made of the standard like 3D printer kind of plastic. It's not very detailed, but it is very reminiscent of the actual Ghost in terms of shape. It's just a little bit less wavy and bent up because this one is made of like rubbery plastic. This one's just I think it's vinyl or something like that. But yeah, also he also looks like a sperm as well because of the color. So yeah, that's me and my dirty mind, I guess. But yeah, and he really does glow in the dark, so that's obviously a massive feature. And for the time, this really did tide me over because the Ghost was the last figure I needed. But recently, the South African seller did DM me, and I did manage to get him, so I was very stoked about that. And the final figure we're going to mention in the big three is possibly my favorite out of the bunch, just in a design choice, and that is the Phantom. Now, the Phantom, he is my most favorite figure, and I'm just going to go fix the lighting again to properly show you guys. Right, I've turned the ceiling, I've turned the interior lights on again, just to show this guy, because I don't know what's up with the weather, but yeah, this is the Phantom. A lot of fans actually dub him as the rarest figure, but I'm not exactly sure. Um, he came in a set with, the Ghost actually came in a set with Poltergeist and Grim Reaper, so it kind of had a theme to it, whilst the Phantom actually came in the set with the Grim Watcher, so you had like two extremely rare figures in one. So yeah, this makes him very rare. But yeah, the Phantom, he is slightly based off the Phantom of the Opera character, with the sort of like this kind of like ugly kind of like face, but he doesn't wear a mask. Instead, he's got like a coney, like a pointy cone shaped hat, which like covers half of his face. And it makes him very much look like a standard like witch if you didn't know who he was, but it also kind of makes him look a bit like Guy Fawkes. And yeah, he's got lots of like fabric cloths, like, you know, dangling down there. I really love his outfit. It's kind of very medieval kind of esque. I'm not really sure how you describe it, but yeah, I love the color scheme of this guy. That's why he's my favorite. Just the purple and the green. Now, there is actually two versions of this guy that I found. There is this one, which has like kind of a. That's why the lighting's kind of hard to pick up, but he has much darker green skin and, kind of the darker purple. It almost resembles like dark blue. But there's another version of the figure which has lighter paint, where he has really like lime green skin, and his outfit is like a Barney the dinosaur kind of shade of purple. I know there's a technical term, but I couldn't think of anything right now. So yeah, but I just love this guy. Just his just like menacing look. Um, Also, some of the paint's like coming off the fist, but other than that, it's still really good quality. And he's got this. His hand kind of looks like Shrek's hand. It's very like fat, chubby fingers and nails. But yeah, yeah, the Phantom, he's easily my favorite just because of how excited I was to get him. I wanted this guy for best part of a decade, and now I've got him, so it's a really good feeling. However, I currently don't own the card for him, but I'm going to show it on screen right now, just to make sure that if I, find the card eventually from another seller, I don't need to remake this video because there's no point. There's that photo I found on Google on the official like wiki page, and the funny thing I noticed was that the card like says he's like a elusive like apparition, which is actually very fitting because the figure himself is very elusive, very rare. So yeah, but yeah, I love this guy. Just the kind of like creepy look. He's actually only got one eye as well to kind of like show his face is hidden. But yeah, I really do hope that I find the card someday, just because it really bothers me feeling like I don't have a complete set. But I will do someday. But yeah, and I also got him from the same South African seller, but currently he got it loose, so there wasn't any card with it. However, he did actually, during the process of selling like the ghost and other like items of his, he did have a phantom with a card, but unfortunately another seller was more interested and bought it instead. Because I kind of sympathize with him, because if you're going to get the figure, you want to get the card with it too. You don't just want to split it. But yeah, I missed that opportunity. But hey, at least I actually own the figure, and he's an amazing figure too. I mean, just look at that hat. But yeah, brilliant. I'm going to show them all at the end now. Just put them in order. So you get the Phantom, the Ghost, and Grim Watcher here. So yeah, the big three are finally mine. And Fate Ghost as well, just put him here. So yeah, it's a really great feeling to own all these guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I shouldn't be making any more updates to the collection. I do have a display case for them all in now, so that's a really good feeling. I'll show a picture of it right now, actually. you know, having them all neatly like in order of like which monster group they're from is also really good. And the piece of glass like protects them from like, you know, dust or, you know, sunlight, you know, ruining them or something like that. So yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for many more exciting projects. So yeah, peace.